Believe it or not, this is actually the third take I am doing of Curiosity in Advance. The first time I was hangry. The second time the lighting was a bit meh, and I thought to myself, while we're on a roll anyway, might as well do it once again and do it properly. And also, in the name of getting myself motivated again throughout December and into the future, I thought I'd do some slight experimenting with like lighting, camera setup, background. It's all slightly different from how it has been before. It looks quite nice in the tiny screen I have on Cygnus camera right there. Oh yeah, I'm using Cygnus camera because quality is nicer. It looks quite nice over there, but obviously I don't quite know how it's gonna turn out yet. So I think what I'm gonna do is let Editing Tom insert a little judgmental text there for Filming Tom to see if I actually did well on the setting up side of things. Right, slightly too long rambly introduction, let's just roll the intro. Hello people of YouTube and welcome to Curiosity in Advance 2017. Like I said, the third take. For the ones of you who don't know what Curiosity in Advance is, Curiosity in Advance is a format in which I ask myself questions one year, then answer them the year after, and then again ask myself questions for the year after. So today we are going to be answering some of my questions I asked myself in 2016, and we're going to be asking some questions for 2018. Me. Let's do this. First one, did you graduate university? If yes, what are you doing with your life? And if no, what are you doing with your life? Let's start off with a slightly awkward one, just like last year, shall we? No, I did not graduate from university yet. I am still working on my final thesis. So I also didn't drop out, which I guess it's not all doom and gloom. As for what am I doing with my life? Well, working on my thesis is definitely one part of it, but I'm also looking for a job and I am trying to do a bit more with the whole YouTube channel-y stuff. I have started a language channel. So all in all, it's not going too shabbily. Let's go with shabbily. All in all, it's not going too shabbily, but I just have not graduated yet. Where have you traveled in the last year? I haven't traveled as much this year as I have in the years before this one, but I have traveled to a few new and exciting places. For a start, we went to Florida last New Year's, which was absolutely fantastic because it was the very first time I'd been outside of Europe and the very first time, obviously, that I'd been in the US. And I think Florida was a very nice state to start with because the sunshine and the warmth and the summery feel in the middle of winter was absolutely fantastic. One of the places we visited in Florida was Key West, and we stayed there for I think 3-ish days or so. And honestly, Key West was one of the nicest places I think I've been. So I definitely want to visit Key West again in the hopefully not too distant future. Right, but this is not all about Key West. We traveled to some other places as well, namely Trondheim before I lived in Trondheim. We traveled to Amsterdam for a U2 concert, which was also very lovely. Although it was a slightly hasty visit, the concert itself was so nice. I kind of grew up-ish with U2. My dad used to listen to a lot of U2, so to see a concert of them live once was just such a nice experience. We also traveled to Dønna, which is an island even further north in Norway than Trondheim is. And Cygnus' grandparents have a cabin there, and we stayed there for roughly a week, which was very, very nice. I always find it very nice to be disconnected from the world of internet and haste and busyness for a while to, I don't know, ground again, I suppose. It was just very, very lovely, very calming, despite the fact that there was a lot of Cygnus family there. So for the sake of my introversion, maybe not the best place to be, but otherwise fantastic. And then lastly, I traveled to Scotland to visit Ailey only 2-ish weeks ago now. And you can see more about that in my previous video, the monthly review of November 2017. Following that, what are your travel plans for next year? The first place is London, and we are going to London just after Christmas and we're coming back from London just after New Year. So we'll be in London for New Year's Eve, which is very exciting. Obviously, I also am going to be traveling to the Netherlands, probably more than once. I'm definitely going to be there in January, hopefully to properly graduate. Then that is the first and foremost reason that I'm going to the Netherlands in January, but also just to see my family and my friends. It's always a slight reunion type of thing when I'm back home. So that's going to be very lovely as well. But obviously, because everyone is in the Netherlands, I'm pointing that way. Technically, the Netherlands is that way from where I'm sitting right now. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, because everyone lives in the Netherlands and it's my home, obviously. I want to travel there a few more times than just in January. But we'll see how that pans out. It's also quite likely that I'm going to be in France during the summer for a week or maybe two. There's currently talk of two different plans. The first one is that I'm planning on joining my family for their sort of traditional once a year summery camping in the south of France trip. And the other plan is that Signe and I are inviting some friends over to Signe's mom's apartment in the south of France. No definite plans in there yet, though this is all still open for speculation and planning and interpretation and whatever. But they are rough ideas, so France is quite likely. Where do you live right now? I have answered this question in many a video before this one, but let's just quickly go over it once more. I live in the city of Trondheim in Norway. A lot of people would say it's north in Norway. I have learned a while ago that this is not actually the north. If this whole frame were the entirety of Norway, Trondheim would be about there. Norway is ridiculously tall. But it does show a few of the symptoms of northern Norway. It is roughly 3:30 at the moment I'm filming this, and when I'm looking out of my window, over there-ish, it's dark. It's pitch black. Also, there's snow and it's -6 degrees Celsius throughout the day. So it's very cold outside already, and it's only the start of December. As a Dutchman, this is not quite what I'm used to. How's the project group with David, Ailey, and Signe working out? Oh, how much I'd love to say that this died in a big and epic fire, because that would sound spectacular, but the reality of it is that it sort of slowly simmered to death, sadly. The project that David, Ailey, Signe, and I were working on was sort of a collective, an international travel-y, arty collective, and the project within that collective we were working on was a longboarding trip, tour type of thing throughout the Netherlands in the summer of 2017. But we all sort of had our other parts of life that we were involved with, and we were all not really dedicated enough to make this happen properly. And we were getting to a phase in the project where we were going to start looking for sponsors and other people to involve in our longboarding trip. And we realized that our sort of common level of dedication towards the project was not high enough to take such a high level of responsibility to external people as well. So unfortunately, we had to disband the project group for the time being. But secretly, in the back of my mind, I still have a hope that at some point this longboarding tour idea will still happen. And the last one is, do you have a driver's license? Because it is about time that you got one. I do still not have my driver's license. I'm almost 22 years old and I still do not know how to drive an automobile. I tried to get my driver's license, but I wanted to do it through one of those speed courses. Get your driver's license in 3 weeks through like an intensive driving course. Sadly, I signed up too late, so I couldn't enroll myself in one of these speed courses, which was slightly disappointing and currently slightly inconvenient because I don't have a driver's license. So I don't know when my next attempt is going to be. I still definitely want a driver's license, but I don't know when my next attempt is going to be, so we'll just have to wait and see to how this works out. I feel like those answers were a little bit too elaborate here and there, but we are not quite done yet. We still have the questions I, my 21-year-old self, am gonna ask my next year 22-year-old self. So let's kick off with question 1. Obviously, are you graduated now? If you're not graduated, that probably means that you've dropped out, which would be a little bit disappointing, to say the least. So have you actually gotten your degree in communication now? Because that would be pretty swell. Question 2 is, what is your current source of income? You are currently looking for a job here in Trondheim and you're working to expand your freelance videography and photography stuff. How has that worked out? Has anything else come across your path? How do you make your money? Question number 3, where have you traveled last year? Question number 4 is, how are you wearing your hair? You are currently trying to grow it out into a ponytail. Has that worked out for you? Have you chopped it all off again? Are you actually wearing it in a ponytail, or has it become a weird man bun type of situation? How do you wear your hair? Next question. Have you actually made the camera and computer upgrades that you really desperately want to make? And the last one, which I'm gonna recycle from 2 years ago, what are the most memorable moments of last year? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be it for today. Thank you very much for watching Curiosity in Advance, the 2017 edition. On my second channel, I am gonna be doing a language edition of Curiosity in Advance as well, because Tom Catches Up, my second channel, as I have over-advertised already, is now a language channel. So on there is going to be a language edition of Curiosity in Advance. Link up there and down there probably. That's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching once again. Don't forget to randomly push some of the positive buttons down below, and I will see you next time. Ciao!